Stampin' people! My name is Elizabeth Giles and I am coming to you from the Stampin' Unicorns Craft Room here in central Wisconsin. Today I am going to be showcasing the decorative masks. I know it's something that's easily overlooked and I am going to show you 4 different ways that I like to use them. So come join me! Here are the Adoring Designs decorative masks. You can see they're made lightweight, they're flexible, you get 4 different designs, and it is very cheap. In the United States, this is only $8. So you get 4 different designs. We have snowflakes, a nice scallop, these little, this always reminds me of Christmas. And then we have these awesome diagonal lines. We are going to be utilizing that today for our projects. So we will grab that one and set the rest aside. Now, when I first looked at this, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. I always use embossing paste with it, and I wanted to get some different looks and some different feels from just this really simple design. So we're going to start out first with a really easy design, but then I'm going to show how you can make it slightly more complicated, per se. I don't know if that was the right word, but we'll go with it. So we're going to start out with just a simple white piece of paper. Actually, right here I have the shimmer white. So you can see, oh, there, now you can see it's shimmer. And we are going to be using sponge daubers and just some ink pads. So all of the cards that I show you today are going to be using Costa Cabana. And then the other 2 colors I have on this one are Highland Heather and Polished Pink. And I'm just going to show you the different techniques. I am not going to show you every single card. I mean, I'll show you the finished product, but we're not going to go through and make each card. So I'm just grabbing a scrap piece of paper and I am going to set this on here. Now, if you had some washi tape, you could very well washi tape this down. I like to just wing it, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to take each color. We're just using the daubers. This is pretty much just like stenciling, you know, you've had this before. I want to leave this bottom corner blank. So I'm just going to line it up like I want it, which it's probably very hard for you guys to see, so I apologize for that. And we're going to use it the typical diagonal, just like it is set up. Now first I like to just pounce it a little bit, get some good color on my dauber. Then I like to just spread it. When you do the spreading technique though, you gotta be careful that you don't like go whoosh and like move the whole thing. So that's where if you had some washi tape and you wanted to washi tape it down, you totally could, right? So let me just get in these stripes real quick. This is a great way to add a little technique background without having to add another layer. Or if you have a specific project that you want certain colors on, you can absolutely do that. A great idea is for graduations where there's certain school colors that you might want to use on a project. All right, so that is the one layer. So you could absolutely leave this as is. That looks great. We could stamp in the bottom corner. You're all set. But I'm going to step it up a little bit and add some more colors. So we have Highland Heather and Polished Pink. And if you're really anal, you can just wipe this off. I usually don't, but you know, for filming. And we're just going to line this up. So you can line it up however you want. I'm going to keep the same angle. My fingers aren't working right now, but I don't want to line it up exactly where the other one was. So I'm going to overlap, and that's okay. I chose some colors that are going to look good together, muddled up. Of course, you don't want to do like a brown or something because that may not look right. But if you do a whole bunch of different sepia tones or something like that, that would look cool as well. All right, so we're just going to go over this real quick because you guys know how to use these stencils. These amazing things. Okay, here we go. Almost done with this color, and then I'm just going to shift slightly. Now this I thought was going to be a super cute like birthday card or any other, you know, fun, bright, bold card. If you have a hard time making masculine cards, this would be easy peasy. The other thing I like about this mask is that the lines aren't perfectly straight. If you see, they are kind of a little waverly, right? So you don't have that hard edge that you sometimes have when you are doing lines or anything of that sort. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Voila! So just by adding a few more colors, you get a totally different look. Now, let me show you another one that I did, and I used the same colors. And this looks totally different too. I did it straight across, right on there. So I'm going to finish this. I just haven't yet. This is the finished card. So just a nice, easy. Oh, for all of the cards that I showcased today, I'm using Nature's Harvest stamp set and then the awesome dies, the harvest dies that go with that. Okay, so I just added a little ribbon on the side, a nice see-through, added a saying down there, and it's good to go. If you do a tone-on-tone look, this is just with the Coastal Cabana ink pad on the paper. And then here, I did the same thing, and then I just turned it all the way to get the lovely plaid color. So that's the first, just direct ink to paper technique. So we'll set that aside. Okay, the next one is actually part of my quick tip. So if you saw my quick tip, we are going to be using this rubbing alcohol. I cannot say that name, so I just call it rubbing alcohol. Re-inkers, our spritzer tool, and our mask. All right. So here we are going to do a tone-on-tone look. Now, if you guys still have these lovely trays, you can use this or just grab a cookie sheet. It works the same way. And you can, you know, protect your surface a little bit. So I'm just gonna adjust this. Ooh, there we go. All right, so you're just going to go ahead and do this. Now, I don't have any rhyme or reason for what I mix up in here. If it's too light, then I just add more ink from my ink spot, my ink refill. And I was spritzing on white before, so I'm just gonna add a little bit so that it's darker. And go like this. Now, since I added a little bit of color and I was spritzing before, I'm just going to spritz into my garbage so that I get the darker color and not the lighter color that was in there. All right. So once you have your ink the way that you want, you're just going to set this over the top. Okay. And we are going to wipe off the ink that's on there. Sorry. I didn't wipe off the pink ink, and that will definitely muddle. All right, so let's go ahead and spritz. Now you don't want it too heavy, otherwise those lines are going to blend. So here we have, the reason why we use the higher concentrate rubbing alcohol is it's gonna dry faster. So look at that, doesn't that look cool? I'll show you it on white. This was with less ink in there. So very nice. And then I'm going to just take this out, set this down, wipe it off because we're going to need this again. I will show you the finished card. Here is my finished card. And I just wanted a subtle background. So this one I did get a little bit more. Like you can see, it's a little runny, I guess you could call it. But for this ribbon, this is the striped ribbon here. And I just colored it with the Stampin' Blends. So I thought this kind of looked like a sky, and then on the flowers, I just added a little bit of color there. I didn't color in the whole thing. So that is the card for the spritzer. All right, so let's set this stuff aside. Gotta definitely close up this re-inker. You don't want that all over the place. Okay, now for the next card, we're going to be using a dauber again and some Versamark. And we're going to do Costa Cabana. So this is just going to be, I don't want it like really diagonal. I want it more of a slant. So you can turn that any which way. And I also don't want to go all the way across. So we're just going to do some Versamark. Oops. In here. And just kind of more in the middle. And Versamark is sticky, so you really got to just pound it in there so that your stencil, your mask, stays where it needs to be. And it's okay if it's not perfect for this technique, because you can't really tell where you put it anyhow, right? Okay, so I think that looks good. Like you can kind of see it there. Now we are using heat and stick powder, and we're going to cover this up. Ooh, perfect. Oh, let's get that other end. Tap, tap, tap. All right, so you can kind of see we just have some stuff going on in the middle. We'll have to bring that back. Now, we are going to end up using the gold leafing, but I got to keep this closed until after I get done heating this up. So don't mind the little heat. You want to make sure when you do this that you are not overheating it too. So get it nice and good. I like to get it all clear, and then after I get it all clear, I will go back to where I started and just hit it a little bit to make sure. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now let's get it in our bucket, and I just try and cover the whole thing up. Let's just try and get it all on there right away. Because that's exactly what it is. It's heat and stick. Okay. And if I don't get enough in a certain area, that's okay. You can come back and heat it from the bottom side of your cardstock, and it will get that heat and stick powder sticky again. So don't do it from the front side, but do it from the back side. Oh, I just love the way this stuff looks. It is one of my favorite things. Okay, that looks pretty amazing, right? So a totally different look. Even though we use the sponge daubers, again, it does not look anything like the sponge daubers. And let me show you the finished card. Voila! Easy, simple. I layered it with some Bermuda Bay to kind of bring that color out. Voila. Okay, so that is our third technique. Now the fourth technique is pretty standard, I want to say. So it is using our embossing paste. And I have to apologize, my embossing paste is a little dry, but it will still do the trick. Just going to wipe off some of that Versamark here real quick. Okay, so right here, and like I said, you can do this any which way you want. You could have lines going that way, you can have lines going straight across. Like, it is really just up to you. All right, so embossing paste. So I'm gonna have to add like a little bit of water here. You know, it's one of those things. And then you are going to get a tool. So the tools come in a 3-pack palette knives. This one is my favorite, as you can probably tell. If you don't wash it right away, it gets pretty. All right, so here is our layout. So again, if you want, you can use some washi tape to hold that down. I don't find that I need it. You know, if it's going to slide on me, it's going to slide on me. I'm just going to get a chunk of this. I absolutely love the shimmer embossing paste. I love it so much that I used it and I didn't know that I didn't have any left. So that is on my list to order. And you can go all the way across. I'm just going to do like a little splotch in the middle here. And I just like to start on one side and like scrape it across to the other. If I was doing a different design where it wasn't lines, I would be going up and down and everything too. But this is just basically lines. So I don't want to get caught in the lines, but you can just move it around as thin or as thick as you want. If you go off the edge, that's okay. Your sides are protected. See, look at how cool that is. This will dry relatively quick as well, but you get these different heights as you're doing it. See that? Okay, now I will show you the finished card with this. I'm just going to move that totally all the way out of the way so I don't get my arm in it. Here's one that's dry, so you can see it's very pliable. You don't have to worry about that. And then here is my finished card. Very simple. I just cut out a whole bunch, wrapped them all together, put a couple glue dots on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little display of how you can use the masks. Where's my last card? I swear, if my head wasn't attached, I would lose it. Here we go. And all of these coordinate as well. So check that out. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to message me. Again, my name is Elizabeth Giles with Stampin' Unicorns. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.